Alright, today I'm going to give you guys a detailed look at this Marvel Legends. I believe this is the Infinity Saga 2-pack, and we have Captain Marvel and Pepper Potts in the rescue suit. And let's see, as far as accessories, first we have the gauntlet, which Captain Marvel is holding. And then Captain Marvel only comes with 4 extra hands, and that's it. And then the firing effect pieces for Potts. And then it comes with 2 other head sculpts. And this I took off the backpack. It's one of those flaps. There are 2 of them, one on each side. They're supposed to be right there. And then when you detach those, then you could attach the other accessories that this figure comes with onto his backpack, onto her backpack. And out of these 2 figures, the one that's a winner is definitely Captain Marvel. The head sculpt is really nice. Just look at how good that head sculpt is. Turned out really nice. And of course she comes with the gauntlet, and I use some sticky tack just to keep it in place for now, because it does tend to slip off quite easily. And as far as articulation, there's not a whole lot to say, because it's your usual Marvel Legends style articulation. You can see there's a hinge right there, which allows her to look up even higher. And then as for the shoulder pads, that's a separate piece on the outside. So when you raise her arm, the shoulder pad can go over without limiting the range of motion this figure potentially has. And then waist, torso, the chest, there's quite a bit of movement for the chest. Then there's nothing around the waist. Legs are ball joints. I really hate these cut joint around the thigh section, the upper thigh section. I really don't like them, and I'll show you later something that the rescue suit turned out quite good when it comes to articulation. And then even though that one is a reissue, but still, really good one as far as articulation for certain areas. And then here's the rescue suit. Head sculpt is nice. It can look up quite a bit because it has that hinge down here. And as for her shoulders, they don't move out of the way, so her arms could only go up about that much. And she does have bicep swivel right there, and then double jointed elbows, which allows her to bend her arm quite a bit. And then the wrist, not so much, even though it's a joint, there's a hinge joint there, but this piece that tends to go over her arm, her top of her hand there, like the hand guard, so which limits her articulation quite a bit, range of motion. And then she only comes with a pair of fists and nothing else, so that's another disappointment with this figure. It would have been nice if she came with a pair of open hands or something. I think that would have benefited this figure a little bit more. And as for torso articulation, you can arch back and forward quite a bit, so good range of motion right here. And then this is what I'm talking about. I like this because the thigh cut section is well hidden behind the thigh joint here, so you could still rotate the thigh, but it does not look bad at all. You don't see a cut right across her thigh section right there. So I think the rescue suit came out much improved as far as range of motion. And same thing, double joints, and then there's a hinge right here, and her legs does pivot. So yeah. And one thing I want to show you guys is that I literally almost twist the whole peg off of this thing. Let me see if I get the head off. And I'm sure it's going to be hard to tell, but if you look at the peg, you can see how the notch is right here. There's a notch going down, and there's another notch going down. That's where the center is supposed to be, and you can see the seam line right in the center, right there. That's where the center of this ball joint is supposed to be. But on mine, is actually at a 45-degree angle, and you might be wondering, hey, how that happened? It's because I was putting on this head. This is a super tight head on this ball joint here. Not sure if it's just mine or everybody else's out there. So this is really tight fitting. So if you're able to get this on, you're lucky, and easily, then you're lucky, because it was almost impossible for me to pop that on. I didn't go heat up with the hair dryer. I should have done that. That would have made it a lot easier. But I popped it in, and the ball joint was kind of almost fused. The socket's almost fused to this ball joint. So when I was trying to turn her neck, and the peg system actually went with it. So right now it's at a 45-degree angle. If I twist it anymore, this whole thing, this whole ball is gonna come off of this wheel here. So yeah, you gotta be super careful when it comes to this rescue suit figure. If you're having a hard time putting this head on, be super careful. Use a hair dryer, heat it up, and then pull it back out. And then this one, I think this one is what came packaged in. And with the Pepper Pot head sculpt, it looks like they're attempting to give her freckles on the cheek, but it didn't turn out well. Instead, it looked like she has dirt on her cheek. It's very bizarre for this figure. Look at that. It looks like she has dirt running through here and running through the other side as well. It's just doesn't look good at all. So I might end up using alcohol and just wipe that off. And then same with this head sculpt too. This is a terrible one. It looks like she has a black eye on this side right here, and then her cheeks. Look at that. It looks so dirty. Doesn't look right. So again, I might try to clean that up. And she looks so sad too. And there's something really weird about this figure. I think it's because of this forearm gauntlet that comes out all the way over here. That's limiting her range of motion, and she could benefit some open palms as well too. Benefit with some open palms, or repulsor blast hands or something. But even if you have the open repulsor blast hands, she's gonna look weird, because that's the only way for you to articulate her arm, her hand, to give you a repulsor blast pose. So maybe that's why they didn't give it to us, because there's no way that would look good. So yeah. And since I don't have the original one, there's no way I could do a comparison. And but I think the color on this one is a little darker than the original release. And here's a look at the back side. Here's the backpack, the original one that she came packaged with. And then it only held on with the peg system right there. You just remove it, and there's the back side. And here you could attach her other backpack on with items that are all opened up. Look at that right there. Really cool. And yeah, initially I didn't know where to put these two pieces, because I thought these are ball joints at the end there, but instead they're not. They're just a couple of hinges with the little nub system come out. So yeah, they go in quite easily. In here, we'll have to fix that, but eventually I probably will put the flaps, there are these, back on here. So one on each side. Yeah, these are articulated as well. There's a hinge system right there. So yeah, quite good. And another thing I find these figures a little annoying is that even though she has a ball joint right there, I think it's the way they sculpted it into her head. It's a little too deep in, so when you rotate her head, you can see it's turning in an angle. It's not straight. She can't look straight. I mean, her head can't be perfectly centered looking. Instead, it has to be tilted a little bit off to the side when her head is turned. That's very unfortunate. I think that's mainly because of the ball joint. It's how they sculpted the ball joint in there. That's causing it. But yeah, whenever she looks over to the side, she's gonna give you a head tilt. So there you have it, these two figures. They came in a 2-pack. I got this set off, I believe it was Amazon. Yeah. And yes, I just double checked, and this was from Amazon, and I paid $52.99 for the pair here. Honestly, I mean, the figures are pretty cool. Definitely, Captain Marvel is definitely the better of the two. The rescue suit, it's somewhat limited as far as what she could do. She can't really do repulsor blast poses, and then she cannot do a landing pose, so I'm not exactly sure what to do with her. So most likely she's just going to be standing around on display if I display her. But yeah, at the end of the day, I think this set is still worth getting. There's a really nice sculpt of Captain Marvel here, so I like that a lot. And she comes with the gauntlet, that's nice. And yeah, so there you go, there's the 2-pack, the Hasbro Marvel Legends 2-pack with Captain Marvel and Pepper Potts in rescue suit. Thanks for watching.